Let's get started here. Hey guys, hello. Welcome to Live Vibe Coding with Will Melton. I am your host, Will Melton. How about that? All right, so today's going to be a lot of fun. This is a Channel RVA production. If you're not familiar with what I'm doing, I've been off for about a week. I was out in Phoenix and enjoying the summer desert heat, and it wasn't even hot apparently at 105 degrees. So in any event, I took a little bit of time off, and it's nice to be back with you guys here today. If you're out there in the world and you're watching, please leave a comment. Ask me what I'm doing. Tell me what you know. I'm going to be building something pretty cool today. I'm going to be building a Hermes agent, which is something I haven't done before. And it's something I've wanted to do for a little while. I wanted to get into OpenClaw, but I just have not had a chance to do it. I have been incredibly busy with travel and work. And so, and we're building a lot. I'm building here with you guys, but I'm also building a lot for the team. So, if you're not familiar with OpenClaw and Hermes, these are persistent agents, so 24/7 agents that work and do a job that you define, or many jobs based on the context that come into it. And I am, you know, kind of new to this, so I'm going to talk about it as best I can. It's an open source agent, so that's kind of cool. It's got an MIT license, so we can deploy it today for free. And I'm going to be building this on Lovable because I'm familiar with Lovable, and I don't want to use a desktop or laptop machine to run this. I don't need to do that if I have access to the cloud. So we're going to use the cloud to make that happen. So that's what we're building. Before I get started, I just want to encourage you to check out studio.willmelton.com to learn more about my 52 app build challenge this year. I am on the way to probably 40 apps now. My website doesn't reflect that because I am delinquent on getting it updated. But I'll switch my screen here. And you can see that it says I've got 21 apps. I think I'm closer to 40 now. But you can see all the things that I've built. Some of them are novelty apps. Some of them are things that could really go someplace. And some of them are on the market, so they could be purchased. We also have a bunch of things that we're building for ourselves internally and things that we're building for free for other people to use. And so really excited about a lot of what we've been working on. And I think it's not just for fun, it's for the sake of creating some value out there in the world. And so that's what I aim to do today. I hope to show you guys how to do something fun and take you to the next level. So this is, I would say, next level development. And I'm not an expert developer, so we're going to be working on this together. Now, this is, I learned something here, and I'm not going to find it easily. Or I guess I can come in here to my chatbot, Claude. I've got a project that I use. Let's see if I can find this. I want to give this YouTuber credit because I did. There it is. There it is. There it is. Okay. So this video, thanks to Julian Goldie, he went through and built a 0.13 agent, Hermes agent, and it's this transcript that I have copied and pasted into my Claude window here to be able to kind of give a more complete context to my chat window here so that I can get a work plan out that is going to be useful. So I have a process that I follow, and if you follow me on LinkedIn, you might have seen that I went through and built a live interactive game for people at a networking session. So Hype, helping young emerging professionals engage here in Richmond. We did that on Wednesday. So about 14 minutes is all it took to be able to build that app and have people play it, which is something that I'll be able to add to my portfolio now. So that's kind of cool. But in any event, I'm going to Again, thank you for Julian Goldie for doing this video. There's some stuff in here that talks about security that we're going to follow really closely as we build this guy out. But just to talk you through a little bit of the work plan here, what we're going to do is build our foundation, which is going to be our application on Lovable, so that we can log into an interface and see all the things that we want to see. We are going to be using the integrated Supabase database setup that is native to Lovable. We're going to build an agent control center so that we can see what the agents are doing. And this is part of the code that is in the baseline for Hermes. And by the way, if you want to deploy a Hermes agent on your desktop computer or laptop or whatever you're running, or if you want to spin something up in the cloud, the code base is all here. So it's all there for everybody to grab. So this is kind of a cool adventure that we're going on today. But let me get into the rest of this. So Agent Control Center, the multi-agent Kanban. So we're going to be able to see the tasks that these agents are grabbing and what their status is. There's a lot of things that are built into Hermes that make it attractive. So apparently after this was released, 30% of OpenClaw users switched over to this platform. And so I want to just get my chat window over here into my view up above so that I can see you guys. Okay. In any event, we have messaging and chat interface. So we're going to create a chat interface inside of the Lovable UI, but we're also going to connect it to Slack so that we can talk with it there as a team member. And then I'm going to build out something called Scout, or we're just calling it Scout now. And this is a meeting note taker. So this is going to essentially be a combination of meeting note taker, email, ingester, and document intelligence, so that we can really train these agents on more context. And there's a lot of really cool stuff about this that I'll talk about when we get into the build. But organizational memory and client intelligence is another element to this. So what we want to do, we recognize that we have meetings to talk about things, and not everybody is privy to those details. And sometimes there's relevant details in one meeting that could impact something in another meeting. And we want to be able to flag when those opportunities occur, when we have context that can enhance what it is that our organization knows and how we can respond to that information. So that's what that context is for. We're going to also be integrating the outputs of these into our Spaceport application, which is our task system that's going to be replacing Asana eventually. But right now, I think we'll probably put them in both just to see how that works out. We're going to be locking this thing down with major security steps, because this is something that has a lot of access and control over our systems. And then we're going to be doing as a first step the roadmap sprint assembler. And more interestingly, we're going to be connecting this agent to our application. So we'll test it small first. And the idea is that we would be able to populate product roadmaps on our various applications from the meeting conversations that we have. And from there, we can also automatically execute those sprints. So that's going to be limited to certain applications where we're not yet live. In other cases, we'll have to have a staging environment or some other intervention to make sure that we don't kind of send things sideways on those, because there's a lot of risk in letting agents do the work for you. So we're not trying to eliminate work. We're just trying to eliminate the steps of moving information from one place to another. But we've already automated certain steps of execution of the development process, which I'll show you here today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go into my Lovable blank chatbot here, just on lovable.dev/dashboard. And before I get going, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this a little bit of context, and I'm going to use my voice memo so that I can talk a little bit faster and you guys can listen to me. Yes, I want to build a detailed work plan for Lovable, but what I want to do as a first step is get the basic shell integrated, and then I'm going to install the roadmap um, SDK that I have built, and I'm deploying across all these applications. I want to get that in place first so that we can get all these roadmap items populated and be able to effectively execute this build more quickly. Okay, so you guys might have watched a couple of weeks ago when I did one of these builds, and I had absolute disaster of a time getting things wired up. And I ended up having to start over to get it going, and that wasn't fun. Lost some time there. So what I want to do is see if we can't. Let's see what this says. So I need to go get the product roadmap deployment script. All right, well, that's writing. I'll just show you guys. If you're not familiar with my product roadmap, basically what this is it is a roadmap that does a lot of different things. Primarily what I'd use it for inside the applications is to automatically assemble sprint runs that we can uh, grab and create a prompt for that we can put into the Lovable agent. Now, one of the things that is happening here is there's a manual process in that, and we're trying to eliminate it with this integration today. And it's just going to take the 2 button clicks that I have to make here and take that away. It's also going to take information from meetings and put it into the various product roadmaps. So we have this roadmap here that's representative of just this little tiny app, which is just the roadmap. But we also have in this the integrations that allow us to sync this with Asana. We can also connect to other applications to see their roadmaps so that we can manage things from a singular location. And then we can deploy this easily to other applications that we're building. And then I have, you can see where we are connected to the different applications that we have deployed. And then you can see all of the documentation over here, which we haven't updated in a little while. So could be an opportunity to do that. Why don't we go ahead and take a look at the documentation because it looks like we haven't updated that since v2 and we're at v2.4 just as a means of keeping all that stuff relevant. All right. I know it's a beautiful day out there. If you're in Richmond, Virginia, you're hopefully at River Rock today, so you're not watching me. I totally understand. I'm going to be headed down there after this session's over. And just so you know, I'm going to go till 2 o'clock today. And then I'll pick up tomorrow again at 10 a.m. right here, wherever you're finding me. All right. I've got a little bit of dark mode action coming on there. Okay, so I'm going to go back over here because I think I have my prompt. All right, so I'm going to do that actually just to make this simple. I'm going to go into this new build. I'm going to paste this in here. I'm going to go back up to my original prompt, which I always do. And that way I can tell it what I really want. All right, let's see. All right, so we're going to go ahead and let that build. This is going to take a little bit of time to get going. So I'm going to let that happen while it goes. I'll probably check on a couple of other applications that I'm building. Hey, Michael, how you doing? Good to see you in here. There you go, guys. If you're joining me for the first time, this is Live Vibe Coding with Will Melton. I'm Will Melton. This is a Channel RVA production. You can check out Channel RVA, learn more about that project, which is a local media publication, and it's a home for all the media that I create. You can actually see our live stream right here on this channel. And there I am. How about that? So a little bit of lag, but let's get out of that so you're not seeing it everywhere. But this is where we're listening to the background music. We've got that playing over here on RVA Art, and we're doing some new media. So we've got some new contributors who are over here, and we are creating new content. We are collaborating with some other creators, and we are doing some deep dives on the news front. So we're going to be doing something on the economy and the war in Iran and Strait of Hormuz and the state of energy and the data center world and AI, and all of that is all mixed together. Trying to take a look into the future and see what the future might hold as we march forward with all this chaos that we've got going on. So anyhow, that's what we're cooking up over there. Here is my latest documentation. So we're working a little bit here to get this stuff going. But some of the things that you'll find when I build applications, this is what you want from a professional developer, as somebody who is going to take the time to make sure that you have put into the application all the information that you need to have. And we need to have a proper documentation so that other developers might understand what's happening there, so that we can not be guessing or not necessarily have to come in here and ask the Lovable agent information that you need to know. So this roadmap doesn't even get published. I've never published this before. I don't need it to be published. I can do everything right here from the Lovable UI. And so it provides me with a little bit of extra security. All right, let's see. I've gotten this question before, and I really don't know the answer. All right, I'm going to ask the question over here because I don't like this question. Let me see what this says. Oh wait, I'm probably asking the wrong thing. Let me come into the product roadmap. I think I still have it open somewhere. Maybe I closed it. I have been getting this message when trying to deploy the roadmap on other applications, and I'm not quite sure what the best thing to do is or what we need to do going forward. This is going to happen again, so I might as well figure it out. Slows us down a little bit, but worth it to consult with my guy over here. It's a project I control. It's a project I control, but I just started it. It's a from scratch project. I don't need to do anything necessarily differently. I just don't know why Lovable is wanting to start this way. All right, so let's see what we've got happening over here. I need to get an answer to this so that I can figure out how to go forward from this moment. We'll figure it out. Here we go. All right, so we're going to go into this and we're going to add a little bit of additional instruction at the top of this. Let's start over one more time. All right, so I've got some other things open over here. I was doing a little bit. All right. All right, got some, close this guy out. All right, let's do this. I just closed out of that guy. I'm gonna go back to this one and see what it's giving me the option for. Okay, I'm just going to push through with the first one that I had and convert to tan stack. I don't need it to be verbatim, but I do want to figure out what's going on with this other guy. All right. Hey, Zorlek TV. It's going well. Going well. Sorry, I got a little bit distracted there for a second. I'm building an agent. Hermes Agent is going to be able to help me automate some of my business functions, from developing software to taking meeting notes and putting them into tasks for execution. I'm a strong believer that the future looks a lot more like we spend time talking to one another in meetings, hanging out, trying to solve problems, figuring out what we want to do, confirming what we want to do, defining it really articulately, and leveraging those dialogue to uh, inform our agents to go and build the stuff that we want. And it's a little bit futuristic sounding, but we are right now in the place where we can build that, and we have all the technology to do it. And it's just a matter of going through the motions of learning what we don't know yet. And so I don't know how to do this, but I have a concept in mind. I've watched some videos on YouTube on how it works. And I'm making the deliberate choice today to deploy a Hermes agent that is not running on my computer, which you could do, but running in the cloud on a Lovable interface. So first thing I'm doing is getting my product roadmap built into this early so that I can effectively populate the product roadmap with a really extensive build plan that I've created with the help of Claude over here. And that is ultimately going to make its way into the roadmap so that we can build a really high functioning application. It took me about an hour or so, maybe a little bit longer than that, of ideation. Well, this is just today, just since this morning, I've taken about an hour or so of thinking through what we're going to build and kind of going back and forth and creating a work plan. So there's a little bit of background that I did before the build today, because that would have been very text heavy and obviously not very exciting. So did the fun stuff, the boring stuff first, and then the fun stuff is really just seeing it come together. There's still some boring stuff in it. We got to build the roadmap up, and that's one of the things that we end up doing every time. But while I'm waiting on this to build, I'm actually going to go over here and update my my website, because I have some new applications. We'll create a new app here. Let's see. Let me go back. I gotta get a screenshot for this guy. So, all right, so to do this, I just have to say meet, match, win. No, what I think it called connect and score. Let's see. So anyway, built this game the other day in 14 minutes, and this was just like one of the fastest builds I've ever done. I thought it'd be fun to get this in here. So, game is simple: enter your name, answer 6 questions, scan others' QR codes to collect, to find matches and collect points. A fun build that I did live and went from voice prompt to gameplay in 14 minutes. Attendees dove into scanning their neighbors' QR codes. People truly had fun learning more about who had similar preferences. Completely different ones. Not the most exciting. There's no URL for this. I didn't actually ever launch it, so that's not going to work. Just say we need some new categories over here. AI, machine learning, not really. So you can say marketing, civic and nonprofit. This is functional. Ready. Free. Oh man. Every time I start working on stuff, I start thinking about something else. Like, wouldn't it be cool to start a company that just did social games, just did icebreaker games that you could pick from? I'm sure somebody else does this already, but it could be pretty easy to do. Could be something I can give away for free, put my ads in there, just like I've talked about for other endeavors. Not seeking an investment there, but this is production cleared, and we'll just say built with Lovable. Say games. Okay. Save that. And then there's another place I'm going to have to put when this got published. I think I just skipped that at the bottom. Oh, and I also have to say publish. But this was done on Wednesday. And that gives me an extra application in my account. All right, let's see what else I have. I've been working on a lot of things. Let me just show you around a little bit. Let me just see what I have. Did I put client application in here. Probably could populate now. Yeah, okay. So, I need to go check on this build over here and see how we're doing. I think we're good on this. Okay. Publish that guy. Okay, we have something started here. Okay, so that's let's do this. When I click on the product roadmap, it opens up the public roadmap, not the admin roadmap that I would expect to see. So I don't really think that the roadmap is fully deployed. We need to make sure that we are in a place where I can add roadmap items, where I can auto-assemble sprint queues, and where I can execute sprint queues with a single click. All right. No other applications rely on this application for functionality. They all operate independently, so we can just go ahead.
You're tuned into channel RVA, the media hub for independent creators. Subscribe at channelrva.com.
So if you guys haven't built with Lovable before, you do have a opportunity here to get some free credits. I get some credits too if you sign up, but you get 10 free credits here if you copy this QR code or this link. This is in the description for today's session as well, so just an opportunity for you to get some free credits. All right, so we're working on the roadmap. We are trying to figure out what's going on with this roadmap here, which we now finally know why we are having a problem, but let's see. We have Exponent 21 grow. Let's see if we have Exponent 21 grow in here. It doesn't look like we do. So I'll be able to go get a copy of that. Let's see, grow. Here we go. So grow for me is just a sales tool. So this is going to help us talk about the work that we do. And I don't have a light mode for this particular site, so we're just going to get a dark mode version. But this is our proposal engine, so it does quite a bit to help us tell clients about what we do and all the different parts, trying to capture information about clients so that we can effectively align our services to their needs and help them grow. Big build there. I'm going to try to go and find. I'm going to go to Claude and speed up my my workflow here a little bit. Find. let's do this. I need to get a description for exponent 21 grow to populate my vibe coding portfolio. Can you just describe what this application does? All right, so do this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to speed up my little bit of population here. Instead of populating it there, I'm going to go into Lovable and just accelerate my pace of deployment here. So Studio. I guess I have to get into all apps. And let's see, I will come in just attach screenshots. I need to add exponent 21 grow to my portfolio. This is something that got built within the last few weeks, so maybe we can give it a publish date of April 16th, something like that. I'm giving you the image, and I will paste the description for this tool into the instructions here. All right, let's see what else I've got. Let's see where we're at with this Hermes agent, by the way. It's still doing the same thing. Let me refresh the screen. When I click on the roadmap in the app sidebar roadmap link still takes me to a public-facing roadmap that it doesn't have a sidebar, and it opens in a new tab for some reason, and that's incorrect. Now I'm probably going to be in a good place here, so I'm going to go ahead and copy this prompt. You remove the roadmap link. You remove the roadmap link entirely. There's nothing in the sidebar now that takes me to the roadmap. Why would you do that? All right, let me browse my apps here. So we got Exponent 21 grow. I think we added spaceport. I've got at Nicole Jones's website. That's pretty cool. All right. All right.
You're tuned into channel RVA, the media hub for independent creators. Subscribe at channelrva.com.
Yeah, I usually have a bit more flavor when I talk to my AI agents, but it's just back and forth sometimes. You know, the thing about it is these things get stale. You know, they get old. Technology moves forward. So, you know, that's what happens there. Let's see if this thing ever got published. Did I ever publish this? I could put this online. Why not? That was last weekend or 2 weeks ago. My lending platform probably doesn't need to go up there, but I could. Well, why not? So, not for whatever reason, it doesn't matter. Built a lending platform to track a loan that I gave to my business as a means of helping it out with some cash flow and then also capturing some interest on that lending. So, need to track that. That's what this is for. Let's see what's going on over here. All right, I'm gonna keep going with the product roadmap update. We've got this thing in here, and let's see, production cleared. I'm going to have to define when I did that. So it would have been back in March. Let's say March 2nd, because I can't remember exactly. Exponent 21 grow got added. Let's see. Cool. All right, now refresh that screen. And this is going to be one of those builds where perhaps I'm getting to the end of our session here and I still don't have what I need, but maybe I do. Okay, here we go. Add these tasks to the product roadmap so that we can begin building. Does the copy deploy prompt button in the SDK and code distribution work with the new deployed published 3? I'm going to see if I have some other things that I can add to my product roadmap or to my portfolio. Trip saver and passport to space, maybe? Okay. Somehow the product roadmap is not proper. I'm not quite sure what's going on here, but
You're tuned into channel RVA, the media hub for independent creators. Subscribe at channelrva.com.
this doesn't look at all like the product roadmap should look. I feel like there's a lot that was missed in the deployment of that roadmap. All right, let's see what this says.
It's 2 o'clock.
There was my signal. It's 2 o'clock. I'm going to go take a look at Melton.com, take a look at my past sessions. Passport to space. 418. And I'm going to be able to tie this to show. Cool. Okay. So that might be done, which is good. Let's see. Grid 21. Okay. And I can't even see the roadmap items. That would be another thing to talk about. The sprint auto assembler is not supposed to do more than 8 prompts, so we're going to be building this thing tomorrow, not today. But we've got something. We've got a start. We're not doing too bad. I'm going to keep populating my products and apps because I want to know where I'm at. This is a fun little build. I forgot about this app. This is pretty cool. All right. All right, we'll ask this guy. Give me a description for my portfolio. All right. And we'll keep populating this to see what the app count really is for 2026. I think that's good. I think this one is looking right. A few other things to note is I need to be able to clear the sprint queue because right now there's 38 items in there and there should never be more than 10. We need to make sure that that rule is effectively implemented into this. Add a light mode, dark mode toggle. Guten Tag notch. Add a light mode, dark mode toggle. I think I got my Moltbook agent thing in there. Yep, we did do that. We did the product roadmap. Course. Yeah, we did the course builder. Discovery engines. Oh yeah, I wanted to do this one. T.
You're tuned into channel RVA, the media
All
hub for
right, I'm
independent
going to be
creators.
wrapping up here soon, but I
Subscribe at
wanted to get these things published
channelrva.com.
before I signed off because I have a bad habit of just getting up from my seat and walking away when these things are over. I'm the developer. I am the developer. This is for my 52 app vibe coding build challenge this year. This is just one of the many apps I've built. I wasn't able to talk about this game, this trade show game before because it wasn't public, but it's now been out. People have been playing it at trade shows and it is helping my client with their goals. So what's that got me up to now? 27 counted apps. And let's see if I've got anything else. Yeah, I've got a few more in here that I'll be able to add. This one's probably not published, but it's fun. Pimento cheese bracket playoff. All right, and I'm gonna actually click the button here and assemble a sprint queue. I don't see a roadmap item that has us building the core functionality for Hermes. Is that broken out into the individual roadmap items have the Hermes build instructions. I just want to make sure before we execute a sprint. Make a list of additional apps that I want to add here. Pimento cheese bracket, that was in January. That was built out over a glass of wine. Fun stuff. Oh, I built that in October. Looks like team dialogue. Might be one. Agent workroom. Yeah, we got that in there. Okay. So it looks like I might have just one or two left to do. And that's the last one, Exponent 21 Companion. So this is an interesting one that needs some work, but we're probably building some of these features into what we're building today with the Hermes Agent. So let me go take a look at this and see how things are going over here. Okay, so we can copy this sprint and paste it, and now we're building our Hermes Agent. So it took me a little bit to get that going, but we're here, so that's great news. And I'm going to let that rock and roll now that I have just two more things to add to my product portfolio, my build portfolio here. Let me just see if there's anything in admin that says it's not published. Apps. It's published. Okay, good. And let me see when this actually got a date. Let's say this was back in March sometime. 28 apps, 20, so 30 total when we get these last two added. So I'm 22 apps away from my goal, and we'll get there. We'll get there. Got one to add tomorrow. The agent, Hermes Agent. All right, guys, I'm going to sign off here. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Hopefully you get outside and enjoy the weather. If you're here in Richmond, go check out Dominion Energy River Rock. I'm going to be down there hanging out with you guys here in a little bit. So hope you had fun today. Hope you learned something. Tomorrow's going to be fun too because we're actually going to get to see this agent in action, I believe. I'm going to keep this build going over time so that when we pick back up tomorrow, we're going to be in good shape. So it's always asking me to do things. All right.
You're
We're
tuned in
going
to
to
Channel
sign off here.
RVA,
Thanks so much.
the
Talk to
media
you
hub for
tomorrow.
independent